my kind and inquisitive Virgo friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Virgo, you might feel the air quiver with undertones you can't quite name this week. There's a subtle restlessness, like a question hovering on the edge of your mind, just out of reach, shaped by quiet worries and the soft pressure of your own standards. You hold your composure, and yet behind the calm there's a flicker of anticipation, an urge to get to the heart of something that's been left unsaid. Perhaps it's a nervousness born from wanting to choose the right words, or a gentle, persistent curiosity about what's coming next. All the while there's a whisper that maybe, just maybe, you're missing something vital in the details. No one else may see this tension. On the surface you stay organized, thoughtful, and present, but inside it's as though you're waiting for a signal, a spark, or a clue that will let you move forward with confidence. You sense that change is possible, but the shape of it is still undefined. In the quiet moments, you may notice your body tense, shoulders slightly raised, a breath held a second too long, while your mind scans for patterns and meaning. You want clarity, but you also want to be prepared for what clarity might reveal. This is not a struggle, but a kind of poised readiness, a desire to meet the unknown with both intellect and heart. You are not unsettled exactly, just aware, alive to the subtle shifts beneath the surface and longing to understand what they are pointing toward. This week your inner environment feels like a room with the window cracked open, fresh air mingling with the familiar, bringing in hints of something new. The Page of Swords appears not as a label, but as a reflection of this mental alertness, this delicate tension between analysis and openness. There's an eagerness to know and a willingness to ask questions, even if the answers are still forming. You might notice yourself paying closer attention to conversations, reading between the lines, or picking up on slight changes in tone or body language. Sometimes this makes you wary, second-guessing yourself, wondering if you're reading too much into things. But there's also a sense of excitement, a youthful energy that bubbles up when you find yourself on the brink of a new understanding. Emotionally, you may feel a little more exposed than usual, as if your thoughts are running out ahead of your words. There's a sharpness to your observations, a clarity that can feel both empowering and intimidating. You want to express what you see, to put your insights into language, but the risk of misunderstanding can make you hesitate. There's a vulnerability in being the one who names the elephant in the room, or who asks the question everyone else is avoiding. Yet this week you feel the urge to do just that. Your mind is restless in the best way, seeking, sifting, ready to learn, eager to grow. You may find yourself caught between wanting to act on new ideas and holding back, wanting to be certain before you speak. The tension is real, but so is the potential for growth that comes with it. This openness, this searching quality doesn't exist in a vacuum. The more you notice, the more you feel compelled to respond. The curiosity that stirs within you doesn't just want to observe, it wants to shape the world around you. You realize that your questions, your insights, and your willingness to see what others overlook could become the first steps on a new path. The readiness you feel is not passive, it's a quiet drive, a momentum building behind your careful words and thoughtful pauses. You sense the world responding to your attention, pushing back with its own demands and opportunities. The tension in your chest becomes a kind of fuel, urging you to test your ideas, to see what happens when you reach out. You start to wonder what would change if you trusted your own perception, if you let your curiosity lead you into action. That's when the landscape around you begins to shift. The magician steps into view, not as a sign of control but as a mirror to your own creative tension. The world seems full of raw materials, conversations waiting to be started, projects asking for your involvement, decisions hovering on the edge of being made. Pressure builds, not through chaos, but through possibility. The more alert you become to what's possible, the more you feel the friction between what is and what could be. This week you might notice situations where your words have more weight, where your actions seem to ripple outwards with unexpected speed. There is a subtle but unmistakable sense that you're being called to do something with what you know, to turn awareness into agency. The environment buzzes with momentum, maybe in the form of new tasks at work, shifting roles in a relationship, or the sudden urge to bring order to a space that's grown cluttered. The pace of things picks up, and with it comes the friction of wanting to get it right. You feel the pressure to be resourceful, to use what you have, to improvise solutions where none seem obvious. There's a thrill in this, but also a risk, the temptation to overthink, to doubt your own abilities, to wait for the perfect moment that never quite arrives. Yet, the energy of the week nudges you forward, inviting you to test your skills in real time. Each choice you make, each small experiment builds confidence, even as you recognize that not everything will unfold as planned. The creative tension pushes you to blend intellect with intuition, to let your curiosity become a tool for shaping the world, not just understanding it. This is where the pressure lies, in the knowledge that you have what you need, but only if you're willing to use it, even imperfectly. As the days move forward, it becomes clear that the outcomes of this week depend on how you engage with what's unfolding. The path is not laid out for you, it asks for your conscious participation. The opportunities that arise, the conversations, the choices, the small acts of initiative, are invitations, not guarantees. What you gain from the week is shaped by your willingness to meet each moment with attention and presence. The potential that's building is real, but it can't be accessed passively. As you recognize the turning points, the moments when you could step in or step back, you sense that growth is found not in certainty, but in the act of showing up fully, trusting that your efforts will find their place. Here, the world softens slightly, revealing a deeper layer. The moon appears not to cloud your vision, but to invite you to stand gently in the space between knowing and not knowing. There is growth here, but it comes as a quiet invitation to trust what you feel, even when the path is not fully lit. The moon does not promise clarity, but it offers a kind of wisdom that emerges when you allow yourself to be present with uncertainty. This week you may notice old doubts rising up, shadows flitting at the edge of your awareness, or moments when you question whether you've read the signs correctly. These feelings are not roadblocks, they are reminders that growth is less about having every answer and more about being willing to move forward despite ambiguity. In this space, you are invited to soften your grip on certainty, to let your intuition have a voice alongside your intellect. The growth available to you this week is not about conquering your doubts, but about learning to walk with them, letting them inform but not define your choices. You may find that what you learn in the half-light is just as valuable as what you discover in full sun. There is a gentle power here, a strength that comes from being honest about your own uncertainty and trusting that you can navigate it. The moon's presence is a reminder that even when the way ahead is unclear, your willingness to stay present, to keep asking, and to trust your own experience is enough. Growth is not a destination, but a series of moments when you choose to meet yourself as you are and move forward anyway. Looking back over the week, you can see how each stage naturally led to the next. The Page of Swords opened the door with curiosity and alertness, stirring the air with questions that needed asking. This inner readiness shaped the world around you, drawing out opportunities, challenges, and the quiet pressure to act reflected in the magician. The friction you felt, the sense of being called to do something with what you know, was never about perfection but about participation. You met the world with your whole self, thoughtful, observant, sometimes hesitant, but always present. And in the gentle, mysterious glow of the moon, you learned to make peace with what cannot be solved all at once. This week was never about having all the answers. It was about honoring your own process, letting each stage unfold in its own time, and finding reassurance in the simple act of showing up. You are allowed to be curious, to act, and to question all at once. The tension you felt was not a flaw, but a sign that you are alive to your own possibilities. Actionable insights for Virgo this week. If the urge to clarify feels strong, you might try asking one gentle question instead of seeking a full explanation. When uncertainty comes up, consider giving yourself permission to pause and notice how it feels in your body. If you find yourself overthinking, you could try stepping outside for a few breaths, letting the air reset your focus. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I notice the details that matter to me. I trust my sense of timing and readiness. Uncertainty is a part of my learning. This week I am steady and sure. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.